What up, y'all? I got two of my homeboys here. Vegas finest, brother in the New York hat, close friend, lifelong
As a
friend,
Milwaukee
Lamont.
shirt.
Right. Other brother to my right, Marcus Webb, scholar and poet, all that shit that he talks about. But let's keep it moving. All right, so we'll get into Deion Sanders today. Now, it's a couple angles we can go at, and I'll save my take for last of what bothers me most about the whole situation. But let's get in first. Is it hype or is it real? We'll start with Lamont.
I think it's a little bit of both. Um, I mean, it's definitely hype, and that's just Deion Sanders for his career. You know what I mean? He's going, he's that's prime time, so he's going to create the hype. Um, but he backs it up. As far as this coaching position with Colorado, I just don't think that they've played anybody yet to say
All
that it's
right.
real.
So it's kind of to be determined
Yeah, yeah.
until they get tested.
So far, he's exceeded expectations, but again, they haven't really played anybody.
What about you, Marcus?
I can't say that they haven't played anybody because TSU was in the national championship last year. And mind you, Dion Colorado team is 80% of the players are new. So to gel so fast in such a little time is remarkable.
But is it
I
gelling
mean,
or like he said, they ain't
but he,
played
but
nobody to really show that they gelled or
but
not?
no. You tell me another team where 80% of the players are new, 100% of the staffs are new. You have to. You can do practice all you want to, but in the real game, it's a real game. It's totally different, right? And so now you have to. They gel faster than any other team. Now I'm not saying that they're all hype in regards to their play, but mind you, they still learn how to gel and read each other, right? And so they're still building a chemistry. But in that short period of time to go 3-0 to be a TCU that was in the finals last year, yes, they got a new quarterback. They have a new TCU got a new quarterback and a couple new players, but still TSU is TSU,
Okay, so
regardless, right?
let's talk
Right.
about their schedule though so far. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, they beat TCU, who
Mm-hmm.
they did go to the championship last year. Came in this
Mm-hmm.
year unranked. That's a
No, they
huge
came this year
difference.
ranked number 22. They was ranked number
Okay,
22.
okay. They
Let's
was ranked
modify that. Yeah.
22. I didn't think that they were ranked at the
Mm-hmm.
time. When I'm looking on it, I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at their schedule right now. When they played Colorado, I'm saying when they played Colorado, they were
They was ranked
unranked.
22.
No, they were
No, they was
unranked.
ranked
I'm
22.
looking. I'm looking at
No,
it
no,
right
I,
now.
I guarantee you that. They was ranked
Okay.
22, and then once Colorado once Western they beat them,
Now
then
they could be
Colorado took that
they
22
could be
spot.
showing the rankings at the time. So maybe you're right. So,
Hmm.
um, but they didn't do much in that national championship game.
Not at
They got
all.
spanked.
I know
They got
that
spanked.
that's
They
kind of
got
the point.
expo- They got.
So okay, but let's get into it. So they beat an unranked or a 22 ranked TCU team 45-42, which was just it was a shootout.
Hmm.
Then they played Nebraska, who I think is 1-2. Um 36-14. They won respectfully against a unranked Nebraska team who borderline trash, if we're being honest. Not even borderline. They're trash. They ain't gonna do nothing this year. Um, then they play Colorado State, who's unranked, and I can get it's a rival game. So those games can kind of be different when it's a rival game. You play a little
Yeah,
different.
that's true.
But
Right.
that was a overtime 35-43.
But
I
let's
don't
be
know if
honest
this
with you.
wait, hold on. But I don't know if it's gelling or is it just that I got talent. He has talent. or is it just showing that his talent is just outweighing the current talent that's in front of him? You know,
I don't. I think with the Colorado State game, I'm gonna give credit to Colorado State coach. He got into the mind of Deion, and he got to the mind of his players. So even before they stepped onto the field, they already had him. That
yeah,
comment, when I was
same
regardless,
score as the TCU
remember,
game. It was pretty much the same score as the
huh?
TCU game. The TCU game was
No, no, no,
forty-five,
no. But
42.
I'm just saying that it could have been a bigger blowout if the Colorado State coach did not get inside the heads of Deion Sanders and in the heads of his teammates, of his players.
You think
So
that's
I
impacted
think
his play calling?
of course, most definitely. And then to make matters worse, they almost had a before the game, they almost had a little scuffle and fight then. So they was trying to get into their heads, like what most people would do in sports. Go
What
ahead,
do you think, Lamont?
Lamont.
Okay, so then if I would be going by what you just said, then I have to look at that team a lot different. If they allow
Mm.
someone to say something about a hat and glasses to get into their head, that's a weak team. That's a weak-minded
No,
team, and I hold on. I give
Mhm.
Dion and them guys more credit than to say that one comment got into their heads. And if you're talking about that, then you have to do the same thing with Nebraska because their coach came out and made comments. They almost had a scuffle at the 50-yard line before the game. Um,
Oh,
so I don't think it. I don't think that they got into their heads. I just think that defense got exposed. If you look at their
the defense
games,
did
they
it though.
usually start off slow and then they pick it up.
TCU, they
Yeah,
Exactly.
allowed
the defense did
42
it for us.
points. You know,
Right.
I said after that game, their defense is going to probably be a problem
Yeah,
because you gave up
you're right. You're right.
42, 6 touchdowns you gave up. That's crazy.
Yeah. And they
And
could
he played
not
a
in
week.
this game against Colorado State. They could not stop the run at all. Those slants and those cross patterns was there all night. If it wasn't for the penalties, they would have lost that game.
Yeah.
True,
They
Almost
true,
200
true.
yards in penalties. And then
But
the big ones were at costly moments.
where and some of them was a
but
little
let, let's be
suspect.
but let's
Yeah.
be honest as well too. That if Travis Hunter would have never got taken out early in the game, with that cheap shot, the game would have been a totally different game. But when you take
I
out
don't
Travis
I don't
Hunter,
agree
you're
with
not
that.
taking out. Hold on, you're not taking off one player. You're taking out two players because he's good on defense and he's good on offense. Travis Hunter changed the whole chemistry of the game and the playing field for Colorado and their opponents as well.
But you think they was going to drop
But
60?
they were getting beat while he was in the game.
No, but he was hurt. He was hurt.
But I'm
Remember,
saying,
even when he got hit, he came back into the game into the doctor review. Now he's out for 3 weeks because his sternum was,
mhm,
was really damaged. So with that being said,
when
he
did he
wasn't
get
playing
hit?
at his full potential when he returned back to the game.
Does anybody know when he got hit?
The first quarter, the
Was
first
that the first
quarter
quarter?
when what's his name threw when Shador threw the ball to him and the ball went to the ground, the other guy opens up and allowed the dude to take a
If
swipe at him. He tried
if
coming
that
back
happened,
because that's most athletes to do.
if
Go
that
ahead.
happened in the first quarter, then
Mm-hmm.
they should be fine moving forward. They put up that
Who?
means they put up at least Colorado. They put up at least 4 touchdowns without him then.
Yep.
They should be fine
Right.
without him. They really should.
You're right. You're right. But understand how one player is. It's just like taking out. It's like taking out Tom Brady. Remember this. Travis Hunter was the number one draft in the state in the country,
It's a little different in
right?
football.
And
It's a little, but I mean college. It's a little different in college though. With you can be
you think
replaced and play
so?
a solid game in college. Yeah, oh yeah, you can play a solid
Mm-hmm.
game in college. That don't transition like that in the NFL. I think in NFL, everybody you get think about it like this: all the great, pretty much the great players from college go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of players who don't make it to the NFL that are okay,
In college.
average players. You can get another receiver
Mm-hmm.
that's okay, average on that same level and have impact. I'm not saying he's going to put up 200 yards or nothing
But,
like that, but they should be able to transition without him.
but Lamont, let's be honest, all right, Mike. There's nobody to replace Travis Hunter
I don't know.
on
I
Colorado.
honestly, I don't know their.
Can you
I don't
can
know
you
their roster. I don't know
can
their
you guys name me
roster.
another person?
I don't know their roster
When
like
he
that
was
to know who
gone,
would be their
I've,
backup.
I've, I've been watching. I've been watching ESPN and all this what's name. Nobody has named one person that come close to Travis Hunter. Mind you, this man was in the Heisman conversation prior to this injury. He was in the Heisman conversation. So and along with Shador. So with, what I'm saying is that with this here, he changed the chemistry and the dynamics of the whole game, being that the fact that he has a great chemistry with the quarterback, and he knows all the plays, and I mean he just he's another Deion Sanders and stuff. When you put him on your team, you have a greater chance of winning.
But just so you know, I just had to look this up. He is number 4 re- top receivers in college football.
Who Hunter?
Um, yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me see. Where is he at? So
And
looking at what I'm looking at the NCAA positions here, I see number 1 is Gage Lervadian from Miami, Ohio. And this is everybody. Rome Ondunze from Washington.
Washington.
They say, is this the right year? They show for Colorado, Xavier Weaver.
that's what I was just about to say. Besides that first game that they played, Weaver has actually put up better numbers receiving wise than Hunter.
Yeah. Weaver is number 4. They
Mm.
have him ranked number 4 in the country.
Yeah, yeah. He's put up
LSU,
better
Malik
numbers.
Neighbors. To be totally honest, I'm looking for.
But remember, Travis, he plays DB too, defensive back.
Well, I mean, it's only
Right,
3
right.
games too. It's a lot of people numbers are going to probably be bunched in
Right.
somewhere ranked. But yeah, I'm trying to see where I don't even see him.
And possibly his number has dropped due to the fact that he was injured and he was let go, so he couldn't put up the numbers that he previously did.
I mean, he missed.
Those are
Yeah, he
factors
missed
as
a
well.
game.
It's
So
only the third game. That was
yeah,
the
he
third
missed a
game,
game.
so
Well, I'm just
it
basing it
makes a
off
big
of
difference.
let's just base it off of the two games prior to his injury. The first game, there were 4 receivers over 100 yards, which is unheard of. The second game,
And
Weaver
Travis was
still
one
had
of them.
over 100. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. And Travis was one of the first game. You're right.
Yeah. Well, 4 of them had 100-yard receiving. The second game, Weaver had more yards than Hunter. Um, so to me, although Hunter has the name, Weaver seems to be a better target.
I was just about to say the better target.
Yeah.
It makes sense, being that I would think that Hunter would be double teamed, being that he's more notable than Weaver.
It's a good
So
That's
you're
what
point.
I'm
going to
saying.
shut
The
down the
name,
star player. You're going to shut down the star player because we know exactly this is the star player. So look over here. We're going to double team him, and we'll let everybody else get what they want. We just don't want him to get off.
well, what was Weaver's numbers in the Colorado State game then? Because Hunter wasn't there.
Let's see.
I bet you he had about
That's a
100
good one.
yards.
Now I think that boy, what's his name, Horn, the one with the dreads.
Weaver had
Joe
he
Horn,
had 98. Weaver had 98 yards and a touchdown. He
right?
led everybody.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he's still putting up his numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hunter only had 2 receptions for 21 yards, and they scored every touchdown actually without him. So
Yeah.
I would think that although they lost
They're not
him,
gonna be. That Oregon's gonna mop the floor with them. Oregon's putting up 50 some points a game, and you're
but see,
playing
that's
in
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Oregon.
I don't think it would have mattered whether if you had Hunter or not.
Yeah,
I
No.
mean,
right. I
he
agree with
would
you
have
on that.
maybe
I
given
agree
you
with you
some
on
more
that.
points. Like if y'all would have lost, maybe y'all lose by 14 instead of 28 without him or something like that. But
Yeah.
Right.
but I mean,
Right.
Well,
I
the
seriously,
mean,
next
I don't
two
see
games
him.
there. When you and I spoke about this on the last podcast briefly, Mike, I think we agreed that the next two games is where you can measure them. Even if they
Right.
lose, but they're competitive, then I can start kind of buying into it. Right now, it's like I really don't know because TCU, yeah, you could say they went to the championship game, but that was a Cinderella team. They shouldn't have been there, and it got proven in that game.
that's
And
true.
like you said, the quarterback was replaced. There were a few other players that were replaced, so there's not the same championship team.
Nah.
Um, these next two games, it'd be where you can kind of measure them, win or lose.
Right.
Agreed.
And I think that's why I mean I was wanting Mike to do this podcast because I think all the hype is going to die after Oregon and USC. All the hype is going to die down because they're going to be
Yeah,
exposed to who they really are. I mean, you're not there yet. This is not the HBCU team. You know, what I'm saying you're in a different league now.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
don't just keep it real. You're not. You know, what I'm saying you're different in Pac-12, and you can't. I mean, mind you, when Deion Sanders was at the HBCU for 3 years, but out of that three, he won two. So the first year, he was. We should give him some patience, some time. He should be a lot of
Oh
that. We should. You know, so sometimes
no.
we're haters are waiting. Haters are waiting to say, "Look, I told you so. I told you so." But we should, in this being that they went from 1-11, Colorado last year, to 3-0, is remarkable.
No, they're already
He did his
overachieving.
job. Hmm?
yeah.
But what bothers me, and I'm going to pivot this a little bit. What mostly bothers me is I see on Facebook all the time. Stop hating on Dion. You can't let a black man
Oh, I get
achieve
that
without.
all the time.
And but what it is you got to understand that he's a sports figure. People have been hating and rooting against Dion from a sports
Forever.
level. It'll be like I'm gonna be honest. If LeBron James, who I am not a fan of, I've always made that clear. If he became a coach, yes, I'm gonna want him to lose because I don't like LeBron. Like I don't want him to die
Mhm.
or anything crazy like that. I would. I think he's a good person off the court, but
Right.
on a talk of sports, yeah, I want him to fail. I want him to fail, definitely. And you can have that.
These people
You
are-
can have those feelings for Dion and not, want to see a black man go under. That's just silly talk. You know.
Yeah,
Now, people that hate Dion hate the fact they hated Dion when he was an athlete as well. Dion is braggadocious. He's good. He knows how to market himself. He's unapologetically black. He's unapologetically. I mean, he's everything what other people are scared to be, right? Because one thing I figured out too with Dion, he's a master marketer. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to market his image. Those glasses that the guy said that, oh, we don't want you. My mom taught me to take my hats off and to take off my shades when I'm talking to adults. He just made 1.2 million
I
off of
saw
those
that.
glasses. Right, the
I saw
glasses.
that.
He cut a deal. The glasses sold for $4 million after that, and he made 1.4 million with 1.2 million off of those glasses being sold. Mind you, that Colorado products are up 800%, not 100%, 800%. And so people were telling me, my fiance, she was telling me that, oh, she said, no, you know what? The people that were threatening that guy who hit Travis Hunter, it wasn't black people. It was those investors who was invested in that product where their product went up 800%. You messing up their money So they don't want to make the calls about you, up to this guy saying, "Hey, you touch our money making whatever you want to, and something gonna happen." Because I heard after he hit Travis, he got his family got death threats. He got death threats. Their addresses got put on Facebook or social media on Twitter and things of that nature. And I was saying to me, that's something black people would do. But I tell you one thing: if my stock has went up 800% because of this particular team, what's the name? You know, somebody is going to go holler at them real quick because you're messing with my money, basically.
So, did you guys see this? I'm gonna play this for you.
Mhm.
I don't know if you saw this. Uh, let me know. Hold on.
Hey, favorite son. What's going on, baby? It's prime time, son. You know we're getting that work in. 21 days of prime, baby.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him impersonate his pops?
Yeah, Shiloh is crazy, man.
Dude sounds just like him. That
Yeah.
kid. Now, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't know who's on the Heisman watch, but I'm assuming he still has to be on that watch so far.
Cool.
No, Shador's on the high moon watch. Shiloh's not.
Yeah, that's
No,
Shiloh.
Sanders isn't.
Shiloh's not on the high moon watch. Shador's on
Sanders
the
isn't.
Shador. No, not the 21
No,
that
that was
plays DB.
Shiloh, the safety.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
safety.
that's
I thought that
Shiloh.
was the quarterback.
Yeah, that's Shiloh.
No,
Oh,
the
okay,
quarterback.
okay.
Oh, let's talk about the quarterback.
What is
Now,
his name? I'm
I was
sorry.
just
What?
watching
Shador.
Shador
Shador. Okay.
Sanders. Yeah. Now I was watching. Oh, so he got an NIL deal with Tom Brady, right? They saying that his stock has went up. His NIL deal just went up so much that he's going to make $3.1 million this year. That is more than Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys
I mean, he's making
made
more
in 1 year.
than most NFL players.
But hold on, let's take a little bit step further.
But
I'm
hold
watching
on.
the
Let me.
video.
Uh-huh.
I'm
I
watching the
want to get
video.
Lamont's take on this.
Hold on. I'm watching the video, and Tom Brady is teaching them practice drills.
Yeah, he's been working on.
Tom Brady
Yeah.
is
On top
teaching
of your
them
Hall of Fame
practice
father.
drills. Man, come on now.
It's all the Deion effect. It's all about Deion. Now, the problem that I have with, and I think that this is going to start coming out because it's already bothering me, is Shador. He's a good quarterback, but every game he has a problem
What do you
before the
mean?
game.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, he got into it with the players of Nebraska before the game. He gets into it with the Colorado State players. Then even after the game, I don't know if you noticed, when those two men were meeting
He
at,
intervened.
after the game, Shador stands between them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
he's starting to wear a little bit on me. Like, dude, just play quarterback.
Right.
Right.
He doing too much.
But I
He's
think
doing
in
too much.
regard to the father of Lamont, the reason why he know that his father is somewhat handicapped now, and
See,
his father missing those
that's
throws.
excuses,
But but
man.
but so he doesn't. Those boys are very very. You know, what I mean, do you have sons, Lamont? Do you have sons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know my son. I know Mike's son the same way. They very very protective of their father. Very very protective of their father, and I'm like my son is very very protective of me. I know my son is the same way.
Yeah, but
So
I don't think
go
that.
ahead.
I think it's really more of him being like his father. I think that he picked up on his arrogance and
Of
and his
course.
cockiness, and I think that that's what really more it is. And I think that he tries to overdo it. And
Yeah.
You think
part
so?
part of it could be, now that he's a brand, he may want to try to shine more light on himself by doing that kind of dumb stuff.
So you think it
Yeah.
was wrong?
But I think I like, don't get me wrong, I like him. I like him as a player. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I watch videos of him and Deion, and Shiloh, when they're at training facilities or at home. Everything's cool about him. I just think that he's gonna start rubbing people the wrong way because he's already irritating me. Like, dude, stop. You don't have to get into it with every team you play.
Hmm. I don't. I mean, I think he has, like Mike said, he has a sense of he inherited his father arrogance. And mind you, he won two SWAC titles prior to this, right? So he's been a champion before. He just purchased a Mercedes Maybach worth $100 and something $1,000 or something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
that has
I
nothing to
mean,
do with what he's doing pregame.
no, but I don't know what it is, if he's a spoiled rotten kid, or he likes to start stuff. I don't know I'm not gonna say in lie and say I know anything about him like that, but I'm quite sure his daddy should sit down and talk to him and say, "Hey, man, you need to cut this mess off."
I guess it would all depend on how the teammates are reacting to it. If they see it as
Right.
kind of a sense of motivation, then I don't know. Maybe that gets
Yeah,
them
I'm
going.
just looking at it from a fan's point of view. I mean, the team might be great with it. The Colorado fans might be great with it. But I'm saying that's an extra layer for, like what Mike said, the people that are hating on that team. That's just
Mm-hmm.
more reason for them to hate. And what he's doing is unnecessary.
So I
Lamont,
really
I'll
feel
take it a
like you're
step further.
saying, I really feel like you're telling them to shut up and dribble. But let's get on to something else. No,
Shut up
I'm
and
just
pass. Shut up and pass.
but, but I'll take it a step further, Mike. I mean,
okay.
Lamont, I'll take it a step further. I believe that all that partying, all these celebrities, cut that out. Focus on the game. Focus on your
That's what I'm saying.
position. All that entertainment, you ain't there yet. You only won 3 games. What the hell is Lil Wayne doing here? You're not there yet. You're going. I
but
mean, you got
no,
so many.
but I
You
will
know what I'm
say
saying?
that brings
I'm just
that
keeping it.
brings no no, but that gives him national televised games. That brings people watching the NCAA football games. I think all of that gets the green light from me because I think it's nothing but exposure.
And
To me,
I have no problem with any of that. The only problem that I have when
I
it
agree.
comes to that team, period, would be the Shador thing pregame. That's it.
Okay, let's let's look at the game and the score and how they almost lost against Colorado State, right? Because all the distractions, all the celebrities in the locker room, all the celebrities before the game, all that kind of stuff. These kids are so in awe of the celebrities and those people that are there that they can't focus on their position. I believe that you're supposed to earn the right to see a celebrity. You're supposed to earn a right for Lil Wayne to come out, and that should be earned through the championship. What was applicable in the HBCU because you're trying to bring attention, they don't need it at the Pac-12 because they already got attention, right? They already got notoriety. So I don't think it's necessary. What you did in the black universities, you don't have to do it at the PWIs because they already have a marketing system developed. So it's not necessary. And your players are not allowed to focus. So you will have a game where a scrub team that you should have blown out, but your kids' minds are so distracted because of all these different celebrities, and they feel like they're everything. You're not really nothing yet. You ain't even there yet, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
You're
think
still
that's
coming off
what
the
it
bench.
is. I don't think that's what it is. I mean, if they had all this going on during practices and all that, then I would say yes. But with just during the games coming out to the, I don't think that if that's impacting them, they deserve to lose, in my opinion. If that's that big
And
of
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm saying.
almost
distraction,
I give them more credit than that. Even
and they
what
almost
Marcus said
lost.
earlier, as far as the comment about the glasses and the hat, I think they're better. Mentally a better team than that. Um, to me, it's just weird that where were all these people when he was at Jackson?
Oh, they was there. I heard they was there. People, if you watch HBCU, they said everybody. That's what I'm saying. I'm on Facebook. Michael tell you, people comment on my status all day and night. They said that those celebrities that was at Colorado was at Jackson. He brought that whole entertainment thing from Jackson to Colorado. So yes, those celebrities, they was at Jackson as well. But now, but it wasn't nationally. It wasn't on TV nationally. It was on CBS or ESPN. But now that it is, so we saw. So we're seeing now what was at Jackson for those years that he was there, just on a grander scale.
Yeah, but
It wasn't total.
I've never heard Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp,
Yeah, they was
Cameron.
there.
You never heard any of them talking about going to a Jackson State game. Never.
Yes, they did. Yes, they were there. If you look it up on YouTube, they were there last
Yeah,
year.
I have to.
Uh,
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith.
I would have to see that.
Yeah, it was there. I listen. Listen, Lamont. I'm totally against it. So I'm not saying that to say that there was that like this is some kind of validation that I like. I think it's a distraction, and I think the kids need to focus on the game, especially if you're trying to prove yourself. You haven't earned the right to get all to have all the different celebrities. You don't know. You don't need the distraction. These are still kids, impressionable kids. They're 18, 19 years old, 20 years old. So I think they need to focus on the game. If they were to focus on the game and say, hey, Lil Wayne or whatever, then if you guys win this game in a fashionable manner, Lil Wayne, Cameron, and whoever will be waiting for you guys and they'll perform, so on and so forth. You earn the right. They haven't earned nothing yet.
Well, but back to what you said, if they were doing it last year, then you can't tell them not to do it this year. I mean, that's a habit.
But that was HBCU. But Lamont, did you watch any HBCU games on ESPN last year?
But wait, you're kind of contradicting yourself though, because you can't call it a distraction in one platform or one division and it not be in a different division. What would be the difference?
And the reason why I'm saying that he was trying to HBCU. He was trying to market the black experience.
Colorado was like 1-13 before he came. So I'm
But
sure he's trying to do the same thing.
But being that Deion Sanders is there and the Pac-12 has a great marketing machine, he didn't have to worry about that. That was done. The HBCU doesn't have a great marketing team. Jackson State is now ranked number 4.
Colorado game.
Right, that's my point.
You got
nobody was going to Colorado game.
Nobody, but being that just because Sanders is there, they're coming. Just because he's there, they're coming. He did all that marketing at Jackson State the 3 years that he was there. So anywhere he goes, his fans will follow.
If he don't win, I don't know about that.
I mean, and that's why I want to do this podcast now.
You said what?
That's why I want to do this podcast now before they lose.
So let me ask you guys this: what do you think would be a realistic, as far as wins for them?
I say 3 or 4, or losses.
I say 4.
3 or 4
they're gonna
losses?
lose against.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose against Washington. Washington is playing like a beast. They putting up $400 something points. No, they're putting up. The quarterback is killing them. They're playing like putting up 50-some points a game. USC number 4, Oregon, and even Arizona State is good. So those are the 4 losses that I can expect.
I mean, UCLA, they got Oregon State. As far as I'm just naming ranked teams that they have to play.
Washington.
So the ranked teams they have is Oregon State. You have UCLA, USC, and Oregon.
What about Washington? Washington there?
Washington. They don't play, and they got to play Utah, who's ranked as well.
I think they're going to lose 5 games. I think they're going to lose about 5 games.
5? I can respect.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot. They're going to lose a lot.
And it could be. I mean, it could be more because, especially with if you're saying Hunter is that valuable to them, I think that the way that teams are going to attack them now in the middle of the field and run game changes everything.
It does.
And it's been light
It
so
does.
far.
Yeah,
It's been a light
right.
schedule so far.
I
I
agree
mean
with you
that
on
that
that.
running back, the running back from Colorado State, isn't somebody that's on the radar for anything. And he was, I mean, he was just plowing over.
And
They couldn't stop
that's that defense
The defense since the
non-existent.
TCU game, they've been exposed
They had a
from game
decent
one.
Nebraska game, but again, Nebraska's trash, so they should have done that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we gonna see Saturday.
But one thing Deion Sanders is doing, he's building up. He's recruiting. He's recruiting. I saw that he had a picture. He took a picture. Somebody put on my post that he took a picture with the number one quarterback and player in high school in Colorado. He took a picture with him. So he's
Oh, now,
recruiting.
and one
So
thing
next year,
I'll give him. He
huh?
didn't. He hasn't. The one thing I'll say is he hasn't had a chance to put his stamp on his team yet. This is just his
Yeah.
first year. He got a
Do
lot.
you
He
think
got a
he's
lot
gonna
of
be a
work
Nick
to do.
Saban?
Say it again.
Do you think he's gonna be a Nick Saban?
I don't know. Like I think he's gonna. I think with every great coach is the ability to recruit. And I think Deion, and I think what's different now is you don't have to offer them. Before Deion could say, I know how to get you to the NFL and I can show you how to get there. You can put you under my wing. Nowadays is with these deals that you get, you may be looking
Man,
at a
speak on
team
it.
based on what kind of deal you can get. So I don't know how the recruiting is going to be. So I think it all depends on how you can lure these kids over. And I think he has a huge leg up on a lot of teams. Like you said, you're like, I just sold 1 million sunglasses. Come mess with me. I know how to get this money.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
don't know if
If you don't
he's going to
lose,
be
you're gonna be
around
rich.
long enough to put him up there with Nick Saban. Uh, and he said it himself that he's about 8 players away from where he want to be.
Yeah,
And I
hmm
guarantee you that's going to be on the defensive side.
definitely. It
Yeah,
better
Yeah.
be. It better be.
right.
Because goodness, they leaking on the defensive end.
Yeah, and he said that
Yeah.
Shador and Shiloh are returning next year. They're not. They're not going. They're not. They're not getting put in the draft. But did y'all watch him on 60 Minutes?
I
Did
saw
y'all
it.
see it?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet.
Y'all watched it. He was talking about the interviewer asked him and said, who was the best college coach in the league right now? He said, "You got a mirror? Give me that mirror." You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying? If you ask me, I'm gonna
he's
tell you that
supposed to
I'm the
say
best
that.
coach in this league. He said, "I'm it. I'm not." I said, "I'm not trained that says I think I can. I think I can. To I know I can. I know I can. To I'm here." He said, I make people shake. I make people get. I make people check their style and who they are when I'm there. And I got to give him. He do have that factor. Deion has that factor, and he has that. He's a master marketing. He's a master marketing. I was watching the show, talking about how Deion is a master marketer. When you sit there and you could take a product that was doing very horrible, now it's up 800 some percent. When you could take these glasses and make $4 million out of it, and you monetize the deal to a point where you can actually get 1 point something million from it, and you can
But what is
recruit
that?
all these different people. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not making you a good coach. That's making you a good salesman.
Yeah, he's a good salesman, but what a good salesmen are.
Yeah.
Good salesmen are good recruiters. He's a great recruiter. When he took Travis Hunter and convinced him to leave Florida, right, for Jackson State, that was a master marketing, a master salesman. And good coaches are good salesmen. Because why? They get the team to believe in the deal, whatever plan that he got into the dream. A good coach
But
is a
that
good
all has
salesman.
to, yeah, but that all has to translate to wins.
Of course.
And right now they're ahead of schedule. I mean, coming from one win last year to 3 wins already
Hmm.
now. We'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out. Like I said,
Oh,
if these next 2 games, if they're competitive,
hmm
I don't see them winning. But if they're
I
competitive
don't
against the
either.
ranked team, then yeah, you got to start looking at Deion a little different as far as coaching. Um,
I
what
think.
he's selling and what he's recruiting and all of that. I don't really care about that. I'm trying to see what they're
I,
doing on the field.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree. And the reason why I disagree because he already got the receipts. He went to the HBCU and he brought Jackson State two SWAC titles back to back, and he was only there for 3 years. And Jackson State hasn't had a SWAC title in possibly 30 to 40 years. He did that with no problem, and he brought attention, and he increased the stock of Jackson State. So he's a good salesman and he's a good marketer. So
Question.
now
Okay, well,
what he's doing, he's changing. He's changing and he's a good recruiter. So what he's doing, he's changing the dynamic of what a regular coach is. Deion Sanders is changing all of that. He's changing
okay. Let me
what
ask
you
you something,
traditionally.
Marcus.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Can you name any top 10 players in the country in the SWAC?
Can I name you top 2 players in the country? I can name you. I
Top
can't
10.
name you then. But wait. I can't name you then. I can name you yet 10 years ago or 20 years ago. That doesn't mean it
No, no,
doesn't
no. I'm talking
exist
about.
because you had hold
I'm
on.
I'm
Shannon Sharp.
I'm
Shannon
asking
Sharp.
you. No, wait, because you're getting
Go
off the topic. I'm talking about
ahead.
when he won those titles. The reason why I'm asking you this is because a little while ago we talked about Shador being a Heisman, Hunter
Yeah.
being a Heisman. So he had the best players in the conference. So it couldn't be too hard to win that conference. He brought in the best players. We're talking
Yeah.
about
His
them
son. Right.
as far as nationally now, not just in the SWAC. So he had 2 of the best players in the country, basically.
Mhm. But hold on. But that speaks volumes of him as a marketing master. Hold on, and a
Keep,
salesman. When you get somebody
keep
to
going
leave
back to the
Florida,
market.
hold on. Hold on, Lamont. He got Travis Hunter to leave Florida State for an unranked, low budgeted JCU team, right? He got the number one player in the country, right? To leave Florida State and say, forget that, I'm going with Deion here in what's the name? It speaks to him as a coach, and then to produce the results. So Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, and a couple other players that he brought from Jackson State, they have SWAC titles, so they have the championships. The only thing but remember, it took him 3 years. This is his first year. I'm telling you, Deion Sanders is going to change on how we view a coach by himself, and I don't know, and it's going to be amazing. Go ahead.
But I think you were missing what I was saying though.
Mhm.
You were giving him the credit for winning those 2 titles. And what
Mhm.
I'm saying is it wasn't hard to do when you have 2 of the top players in the country, not in that
But
division or that conference, I mean, but in the country. There and that's the why I asked you, are there any other top 10, top 20, top 30 players in that conference? No. So he was playing
I
with a
don't.
loaded team.
Listen. I don't know who was recruited to from an HBCU to NFL last year. I can't name a player. Most likely, there probably is some because there always is. But I would say this here: they didn't win every game. Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter didn't win every game. Another thing, this here: Deion Sanders has a great coaching staff. The coaches that he have, his offensive coach, or I think it's from Alabama, right? He has a great coaching staff. He got some players are ex NFL players. He had a great coaching staff. So all the coaching staff that he brought from Jackson State, he brought over to Colorado. I'm gonna tell you, I want to pivot to this here real quick. I thought that it was very cruel when Deion Sanders got there and he told the players that I'm going to force you. You guys need to get into the portal and leave because I'm going to force you to leave, or force you to leave, or do some kind of way so that you do leave. But I don't want you to stay here. Because he fired the previous coaching staff, he fired everybody, and he said, I fired the previous coaching staff, and I fired the players. Why? Because they was recruited by the previous coaching staff. They was 1-11.
No, that typically
So I
happens.
told them they had to go. Huh?
That typically happens because and that's why I said you give them credit because you got to wipe out the old and come in with the new. You don't want to have anybody's signature players or none of that. So, like I said, he's overachieving at being 3-0 for me. Right now to get all your players and send them over. I think though, and we can kind of wrap it up on this one. I think that people are giving him too much credit. I think that they have over expectations of what he's going to do this year. And it's because, for one, especially our people, we love to see them achieve. And I think once they start seeing highlights of them, they're Deion Sanders fans, basically, is what I'm saying. They're not college football fans. And it's a difference.
That's right.
College football fans are probably like, we need to wait and see what's going to happen because
Right.
these first 3 games not telling me much at all. So
Yeah,
I give you any last
definitely agree
words.
with that.
Say it again.
I said I agree with that, and that's how I'm trying to look at it. Like, I mean, I love Deion. I want him to succeed, but I'm not gonna I ain't getting overly happy with these 3 wins because they haven't played anybody.
Right.
Right. When Shannon Sharp and all these other NFL who are perfectly his friends, when they say that, hey, he's going to lose against Oregon, he's going to lose against USC, he's going to lose against Washington, Utah, Arizona State. They're openly saying this. And they're his personal friends. So it's not we're not casual college. We don't say, oh, Deion played now. People who watch college, we know the powerhouse team. We know those who can get down. I was shocked when Alabama lost to Texas. I didn't even watch the game because I thought they were going to win.
All right. I'm
I
going to
think
end it on that.
if Deion wins 2 more games, he has had a successful first season.
I agree.
I agree.
All right, I'm in on that. Like, follow, subscribe, get at your boy. We definitely circle back with y'all again next week, especially see how Deion did.
Oh,
Later.
yeah.
Okay. All right, peace.
All right, y'all.